The ground is shaking under one of the world's oldest superpowers. Russia, long seen as a geopolitical giant and an energy behemoth, is now quietly unraveling. But this isn't just a Russian crisis, it's a global warning siren. The collapse isn't coming with a bang. It's a slow-motion fall built on economic exhaustion, population decline, and increasing dependence on China. As we edge closer to 2027, the stakes are rising, not just for Russians, but for the world. If you're finding this breakdown eye-opening so far, hit the like button and share this video. Your support helps spread the message and keeps content like this going. Let's break down the core of the crisis and why it matters far beyond Moscow. For years, the National Wealth Fund was Russia's safety net, built from lucrative oil and gas revenues. Once flush with over $210 billion, it's now nearly depleted. As of mid-2025, only $56.5 billion in liquid assets remain. It's not being used to invest in the future. It's plugging a deficit blown wide open by war spending and sanctions. By 2026, the fund might be gone entirely. And yet, that's just the surface. Russia's 2025 defense budget alone will devour over 40% of total government spending, about $145 billion. The irony? All this spending isn't fueling growth, it's dragging GDP down. In Q1 of 2025, economic growth dropped to a mere 1.4%, a fraction of the previous year's numbers. Russia's banks are being strong-armed into issuing soft loans to war contractors, between $210 and $250 billion in total. These aren't profitable. They're barely recoverable. As of April 2025, problematic loans hit $66.2 billion and could climb to 20% of banking capital by the end of the year. Russia is creeping toward a full-blown banking collapse. Ordinary Russians are feeling the squeeze like never before. In April 2025, food swallowed up 34.6% of household incomes, a figure not seen in 5 years. Inflation is spiraling. Essentials like medicine and utilities have seen over 20% inflation for low-income families. Even potatoes, Russia's humble staple, are up 106.5% in a year. But this isn't just economic hardship, it's a national trauma. Alcoholism has surged, with hard liquor consumption hitting 2.3 billion liters in 2023. Violent crime is rising, hospitals are understaffed, schools are shutting down, and suicides, often alcohol-related, are among the world's highest. The Russian social contract is unraveling in real time. Comment below, do you think this is the tipping point for Russia, or can the system still stabilize? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Energy once fueled Russia's rise, but now it's accelerating its fall. Oil and gas revenues are down more than 35% year over year. Western sanctions and price caps are biting deep. Russia's workaround, a shadow fleet of aging oil tankers, has backfired, raising shipping costs and causing backlogs. By early 2025, 17 million barrels were stuck in floating storage with no buyers. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drone strikes have hit critical refinery infrastructure. Russia's oil refining capacity is down 14%. Repair is difficult. Sanctions have cut off access to Western technology, and replacement parts are scarce. With sanctions cutting off semiconductor imports, Russia's military and civilian industries are running on fumes. Chinese chips, often overpriced and outdated, have become the lifeline. In 2022 alone, Russia imported $2.5 billion worth of semiconductors, up from $1.8 billion a year before, but it's not enough. Factories once built for modern production are now hastily converted for war manufacturing. Efficiency is plummeting. Quality is declining. Russia isn't just frozen in time, it's moving backwards. In early 2025, Russia's natural population declined by nearly 119,000 people in just 2 months. The fertility rate is now at 1.431, worse than in the early 1800s. Over the past year alone, Russia's population shrank by 596,200 people, the equivalent of losing a small European country. The Kremlin's response? Crackdowns on child-free propaganda, abortion restrictions, and even bizarre proposals like releasing women from prison just to increase birth rates. These policies reek of desperation, not planning. War is accelerating this collapse. More than 640,000 soldiers are deployed in Ukraine. Another million have fled the country. These are people who should be building families, gone, possibly forever. Ethnic minorities are bearing the brunt of conscription. In Crimea, 80% of draft summonses target Crimean Tatars. The same is true in Buryatia, Tuva, and Dagestan. Protests are rising. Blockades, sit-ins, traditional dances as resistance. The Kremlin's control depends on these regions, but they control key resources: oil in Tatarstan, diamonds in Yakutia. If Moscow's grip weakens, these regions could break away. Russia isn't just bleeding, it's fracturing. Russia's pivot to China has turned into economic subordination. In 2022, yuan made up just 3% of Moscow's stock exchange trades. By mid-2024, it hit 54%. Now it's 99.8%. The Russian economy has been yuanized. China supplies 76% of Russia's military use imports. In exchange, China gets massive discounts on oil and gas, 35% lower than what European buyers once paid. Russia isn't negotiating, it's surrendering economically. Geopolitically, the humiliation is worse. Russia has gone from aspiring peer to junior partner, a supplier of raw materials reliant on Beijing's goodwill. The outlook is bleak. The National Wealth Fund is drying up. Banks are drowning in bad debt. The population is shrinking. Energy exports are declining. Ethnic tensions are growing. And China holds the economic leash. History teaches us something chilling. Collapsing regimes rarely go quietly, they lash out. And Russia is still a nuclear power. A wounded state with global reach is a danger to itself and everyone else. This isn't just Russia's moment of reckoning, it's a global one. This is how great powers die. Not from conquest, but from internal decay. Russia's fall, if it continues, could create power vacuums across Europe and Asia. Humanitarian crises, rogue actors, global instability. And one looming question: who steps in next? If this deep dive helped you see things more clearly, give it a like, subscribe for more breakdowns like this, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Until next time.